This is Ducks Hockey on Fire with Coach P and Henry, your home for Anaheim Ducks fan talk.
Today on Ducks Hockey on Fire, trade rumors around the NHL, big trades, small trades, and the kids from Toronto are coming to town. Exciting stuff, Henry.
Yes, it is. What's up, Mike? What's up, Ducks fans? How are we doing?
We're doing well here. Obviously, day 3 of the break, which is much needed. But I think for me, I'm really interested to find out what's going on with Randy Carlyle and the coaching staff of the Ducks, and what are they up to right now? Are they gearing up? Are they watching video? Are they making plans? What do you think is going on with those guys?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm following actually some of the Ducks players on social media. I'll tell you, they're in Cabo, they're hanging out. But Randy Carlyle, he's in his office scratching his head. I really think this is a pivotal moment for him to come back from the break and whip his team into a style that's going to carry us through consistently to the playoffs. Every game for the last, I believe it's the last 8 games we've played, has been a win-loss, back and forth. And you can't do that in this league. You can't do that in this Western Conference. So he needs to come back with the rest of the coaching staff and instill some consistency into this lineup, or else we're just going to be looking at another early summer.
Well, let's not forget that Randy Carlyle and Bob Murray are tight.
Yeah.
I guarantee that they're working together to talk through potential opportunities, trades, moves before the deadline, 3 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow, which is the NHL trade deadline. And
huge.
I got to believe that they're looking around the league and seeing what's going on. I'm sure they're making phone calls to different teams and asking what people are moving or thinking about moving, or different opportunities if teams are potentially interested in maybe somebody on the Ducks. So I think some of that stuff is definitely going on in the background.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a good time for them to get together and kind of go through the lineup and see where they can really plug a hole or, expand the team a bit. A couple of big moves that have already happened and maybe quieted the market a bit with Shattenkirk and Smith today going to the Rangers.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
I think around the NHL is a pretty interesting move by St. Louis to move Shattenkirk to the Capitals at this point in the season. Right now they're in a playoff spot. And that's a big move to get rid of a number 1 D.
It's puzzling, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, I was scratching my head a little bit. And they got Zach Sanford in return. Who he's a good forward, but it's Kevin Shattenkirk, like you said. He is a number 1 defenseman. He's not a top pair. He is a number 1 guy on pretty much every team if you put him on the NHL. So it's ridiculous to see that sort of a trade, but it shows you that the Capitals are all in this year. They're sick of losing in the second round. Never got past the second round of the playoffs. And, I think everybody's a little ticked off in Washington about that, and they want to show them that they have a cup-caliber team.
And then, of course, like you mentioned, Brendan Smith of the Detroit Red Wings being moved to the New York Rangers.
I like that move.
I like that move, too. He is a heck of a defenseman, and I think he's really going to bolster the offensive and defensive side for the Rangers as they make their move on the end of the season as well.
Yeah, he's another underrated guy who he can really move the puck. He's a really good skater that people don't really see, but he's been jumping into the play in Detroit because he's been forced to with Mike Green injured this season. So once he gets to New York and settles in, I think he'll be a really good piece for them going forward.
Well, there's no doubt here at home that the coaching staff of Randy Carlyle, Trent Yawney, Paul McLean, and Rich Preston have their work cut out for them here. We're very excited to see the stretch run Ducks, and obviously with the addition of Patrick Eaves and what the Ducks are going to look like going down the stretch. So very, very excited to see that. And let's talk a little bit about a couple different things here. Obviously, we have Simone Despres that is still out. Any information on him or anything that you've heard on your end, Henry?
Yes, he sort of just popped into my feeds earlier today. I was just reading a couple of articles, and I think everybody sort of is just having a general interest as to what's going on with him. And there's not much except he's just following the NHL concussion protocol is what the team doctors have been saying. So that's kind of good news in the sense that he's not in drastic measures, but it's bad news because it's long term. So you feel for the guy. He's 24 years old. He just signed a big contract, and he's not playing.
And what he played one game this year?
I think it did happen in the opener in Colorado. Yeah. Well, we opened in Dallas, didn't we? So I think he was in that road trip. I think he played 3 or 4 games. But the sad thing with Despres too is when he's good, he's a really good defenseman, and he's a big guy, he's 6'4". So it's unfortunate, and you would hate to see Bob Murray move him at the deadline, especially the upside, that potential that he has. But I was thinking about it. Who knows? Bob Murray could do anything, and Despres might have to go if the candy on the table is right for Bob to take.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about our goaltending. Obviously, we have Gibby and Bernier. What happens if one of those guys goes down? I mean, Gibby's been nursing something. I'm not totally on the in on what exactly it is, but he's nursing something here. And what are we going to do if either one of them get injured and are out long term?
Well, you got to look to Jonas Enroth. I mean, we got him from a trade earlier in this year from Toronto, and I wasn't happy with the trade when it happened, to be honest. I mean, it was a pretty mediocre goalie, but he's come in to San Diego, and he's gone 10-2-1 with a .944 save percentage.
Well, listen, he's been unbelievable down there.
He's been unbelievable. So, I mean, the confidence for him to put that into Ducks fans. You lose Gibby and Bernier, that's going to stink either way. But if he's doing that down there, I think that confidence can go a long way in the NHL. Like
you mentioned, .944 save percentage and a 1.42 goals against average. So that's, I mean, obviously AHL to NHL doesn't always equate, but having that success down there, fine-tuning himself, so if something does happen, that he's ready to go once he comes here. Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the situation, but yes, I think we're in good hands, especially when you're looking at the Kings. They are certainly in good hands. Now they have Quick and Ben Bishop, both Vezina candidates, pretty much every season. So they have probably the strongest 1-2 punch going right now, and I think the Ducks can just stand sturdy on the shoulders of Gibby and Bernier going forward, hopefully.
So let's talk a little bit of, let's go back to NHL trades around the league at this point here. Any rumors that you're hearing at this point? Anything popping up?
Well, on the trades at the moment, there's not much going on. But what was interesting was the people that were placed on waivers today, especially on our end. Joseph Cramarosa was placed on waivers.
Yep.
And I think Bob is trying to sneak him down there. And I hope I wake up tomorrow and he's down there because, he's been a spark plug for this team. And, he may not have been producing a lot, but if, we lose him like we did with Wagner, that'll be a shame. So I just really hope he clears waivers and remains a Duck.
So one kind of rumor that I've heard as well is his name keeps popping up is Evander Kane of the Buffalo Sabres.
Really?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Well, he's coming up on the end of his contract, and
that's right.
In a situation like that, he might be a movable guy. Now, I like what he's done in Buffalo, but he could be something really nice for a team going down the stretch here.
You know, Evander Kane seems to come up every year, and rightly so. I mean, he is a power forward. He is the definition of a power forward. He's a strong guy. He can skate, and he has got a heck of a shot, and he'll drop the mitts. You know, he's not a guy who's afraid of anybody.
Yeah, he definitely got an edge to him.
Yeah, he's got a little grit going on there. But, his contract definitely does bother me if I was a GM. So you'd look for Buffalo to retain some of that, I think, or give some hefty picks in return. But it seems that he's settling into Buffalo, but, I think a trade with Evander Kane could help them bolster their defense. They're looking for a number one defenseman. Earlier in the year, I was adamant for a trade between Fowler and Kane because I was not aware of how much Fowler was going to play well this year. I mean, Fowler has taken himself well away from the trade table, and good for him. So
yeah,
it's not going to be Fowler going over there for Kane.
I agree 100%. So,
yeah.
And I guess the only other name that I've heard bounced around was Patrick Sharp of the Dallas Stars, but he has an injury going on right now. So
yeah, I saw that.
The last I heard is it's not going to happen.
I did see that. I did just see also the Blackhawks reacquired Johnny Oduya. So
yeah, that's right, reacquired. So
he's
again,
part of their cup, right? I think.
Yeah, he was absolutely big part of it too. He logged some big minutes. But it's interesting to see how the right kind of player moved at the right time, works for one team, and then potentially getting him back to where he was in the beginning. It's a wacky world when it comes trade deadline time.
Yeah, I think in the past couple of years, I think two trades stick out to me specifically, and I think one is the Marian Gaborik trade to LA. In 2012, and that sparked them. I mean, he was insane, and he went on a tear in the playoffs. The second trade stuck out to me is the Antoine Vermette trade to Chicago 2 years ago, and I believe he won, largely won them the cup on the back of Taves and Kane. But so you look for those trades this time of year, and it's going to be interesting to see, in July which one of those trades made the difference.
All right, well, let's talk about Friday night. The kids are coming to town. Mr. Austin Matthews, and then his whole gang. Is Marner back at this point? Do we know that?
I don't know that for sure. I knew he was. I think he was participating in the practice. I don't know if he was taking full part, but
okay. All right. Well, that'll be interesting because between Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. Two dynamite young hockey players in the NHL at this point. For any Ducks fan, an opportunity to get out and see both those players with the likes of Nazem Kadri, James Van Riemsdyk, William Nylander, Bozak, Gardner, the list goes on, Zach Hyman.
An unbelievable team this is going to be in 5 years, I'm telling you.
And they just added Boyle, so, I mean, are you kidding me?
Boyle with Matt Martin on the fourth line. I don't want to be anywhere near those guys. Are you kidding me?
And then, of course, the return of Frederick Anderson, who put in a lot of time and a lot of minutes for us here in Anaheim.
I hope they do a tribute for him or something. They sure will.
I hope they do as well, because I sure liked him. I was happy to see that he landed in a spot that was going to be good for him, and obviously it's working out well.
We love you, Freddie.
But we must talk about one young Mr. Austin Matthews, who's just having an unbelievable year. 30 goals, 24 assists, 54 points as a rookie. Number one draft pick in the NHL this last summer. What else can you say?
You said it all. I mean, this guy is dynamic. I think everybody, First NHL game, he scored 4 goals. This guy, he came in and said, "I'm not playing around." So, this guy's been insane all year. It'd be a shock to me if he didn't win the Calder.
listen
Line
to this.
ain't great, but
he is
Matthews is dynamic.
He's a 97 birth year.
He is ridiculous.
Are you kidding? 6'2", 210 pounds.
Born and bred in Phoenix, nonetheless, or Scottsdale.
Is Scottsdale, Arizona, born there, and which is exciting. Again, obviously having Nick Cordales as a part of the Ducks at this point right now goes along with the same thing. That right now, the southwest part of the United States of America is producing hockey players, and very good ones at that.
I tell people all the time, I was so proud to be a part of, a team and a league that, was founded on the principle of spreading youth hockey to that region, and it's done amazing, as you know. So it's awesome.
So let's just let's recap a little bit on our own stats here with our own Anaheim Ducks. Getzlaf and Kessler are leading in points, 46 points apiece. Getzlaf with 11 goals, 35 assists. Kessler with 19 goals, 27 assists, 46 points.
The elusive 20th goal for Kessler. It's been a while, man. He needs it.
Well, he's got plenty of time, so no pressure at this point. He's just going to go out and do what he does. I think again, a player of his caliber and his leadership type, he's just going to continue to do what he does, and when the goal comes, he's just going to keep working. This is probably nothing that he even thinks about, but he's just a consummate professional, and obviously we all love to watch him. But behind those two guys, Perry, Silverberg, Raquel, and then Fowler as a defenseman is right there in the mix with 31 points. It's a big year for him. 11 goals, 20 assists.
I really want him to ellipse the 40-point marker. That's what he set when he was a rookie. 10 goals, 30 assists. He's already done the goal mark this year, but he's having a tremendous season, and he's got plenty of time left. 20-ish games. So, it'd be awesome to see him get 50, 55 points or something and just, really get this team going along with Perry. Perry and Kessler, if they get hot, Getzlaf keeps playing the way he's playing, watch out.
Well, listen, line leaders at this point right now, Raquel has 24 goals and Perry has 31 assists. So between the two of those guys and right now they're playing together. So very exciting time. It's just who's going to play with them? Who can they put in there that's going to accommodate, accentuate, and be able to be a part of that line and really give it another dynamic.
Well, I did like Nick Ritchie initially, but he's playing inconsistent. But now that he's playing with Getzlaf, and he's been kind of in the mix with Getzlaf with all sorts of wingers, I really like his style, and he's just banging bodies, and he's really holding on to the puck too. He's making plays. So if Nick Ritchie continues to develop, I think he can take another step and realize that we need some contributions from him. Hey,
and we've between Gibby and Bernier, listen, these guys have done a fantastic job. Gibby's John Gibson is .922 save percentage.
Has been tremendous.
Yeah, Jonathan Bernier is at a .901 save percentage. So great goaltending by both of them, and
Bernier is
pretty good 1-2 punch.
Bernier is another one of those absolute consummate professionals. I mean, that guy, he just comes to work every day. There's no monkey business with him.
Well, that's it for today, Henry.
All right.
Let's get into day 4, and then let's hit Friday here pretty quick. I think we're all excited to see the Leafs come to town and get our Ducks back on the ice.
Sounds good. Let's go Ducks on Friday.
That's it for this week's edition of Ducks Hockey on Fire. Join us next week as we talk about the latest in Anaheim Ducks hockey.